Today on Sugar Spun Run, we'll be making Oreo balls. Hey Sugar Spun bakers, today I am sharing a very insanely easy recipe for Oreo truffles or Oreo balls. Now, like I said, this is super easy, only requires a few ingredients. My sister makes this for just about every party and potluck. I think you're going to love it. Now, there is no baking required for this recipe, but I do recommend starting with a food processor. What we're going to be doing is we'll be pulverizing 36 Oreo cookies, and I'm just going to transfer these to the basin of my food processor where we will make quick work of pulverizing them. We'll just pulse these until we have nice fine crumbs. There shouldn't be any large pieces of cookie left. So this is looking perfect. We have nice fine crumbs. So before we go any further, we're going to reserve about 2 tablespoons of these cookie crumbs. I'm just going to use them later on for decorating the tops of our Oreo balls. Now set those Oreo crumbs aside for the time being, and you're going to want to grab a large bowl. You are going to add 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. We're going to use an electric mixer to beat this cream cheese until it's nice and smooth and creamy before we add our crumbs. Now let's add these Oreo crumbs into our bowl. And I also like to add just a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you'll stir everything together until it is completely combined. Once you have everything completely combined, you should not be able to see any white from the cream cheese. You should have a nice smooth Oreo ball batter, so we can go ahead and start portioning that out. I'm going to just be using a cookie scoop, and we're going to portion by about 1 tablespoon or heaping 1 tablespoon sized ball. You'll want to just lightly roll the dough between your palms so you have a nice smooth truffle. Now these are pretty soft at this point, and they're not going to be ideal for dipping. They'll just kind of fall apart. So we're going to pop them in our freezer for about 15 minutes or so before we start dipping them in chocolate. Once your Oreo balls have just about finished chilling, you'll want to prepare your chocolate. Now you will need 2 cups of chocolate melting wafers for this recipe. You can substitute chocolate chips instead. I just find that melting wafers are so much easier to work with and they harden so much faster. Now you'll need 2 cups. I like to use 1 cup of dark chocolate melting wafers and 1 cup of white chocolate. Of course, you can dip these any way that's easiest for you, but my favorite method is just to take a butter knife and just drizzle a little bit of chocolate on the blade of the knife, set my truffle on top, and then pour additional chocolate over it. And then we'll just slide this off onto our wax paper lined baking sheet. Now this chocolate hardens really quickly, so if you want to decorate with any of those Oreo crumbs that we reserved from earlier, you're going to want to do it pretty much right away. And that is how to make super easy Oreo balls at home. I hope you guys enjoyed this really simple no-bake recipe, and if you try it out, please let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.